like, do a podcast, man.
PDX preview.
Hey, this is Ryan, and you're listening to the Clvbhunter podcast. Very soon, I'll be taking a trip home, and this year marks 10 years since my high school graduation. Since I didn't think there would be an actual class reunion, I decided to celebrate in my own way. About 6 or 7 years ago, I was going to school at Mount Hood Community College to learn about radio, but what I also got more exposure to was storytelling. I felt that since I'm capable of recording and producing, that I should take what I learned and put it to good use. Especially leading up to this landmark year, I started to feel like I should do something within my wheelhouse to celebrate. So why bring this up now? Why talk about this anniversary? While I'm super excited to visit home, spend time with my family and close friends, this trip to Portland is more than just a much needed vacation for me. It's something that I've looked forward to for a long time as a chance to look back at how far we've come and see what we can take away from it as we move forward. I sat down with Riley to toss around some ideas about my upcoming trip to Portland, Oregon. May, right? We're recording in May. It's an exciting time of year for many reasons. One, summer's my favorite season. So it's like you're going up the roller coaster and it's like getting really, really, really close to full-blown summertime, cannonballs in the pool, sunscreen, that smell of sunscreen. May's really exciting too because it's graduation season. So I'm talking to all my coworkers. There's a lot of them that are the class of 2024.
Gross.
Does that sound weird?
Sounds gross. I don't like it.
I would talk to some of my coworkers about it. I'm asking them about their graduation and I'm like, oh, congratulations. I'm so excited for you. I'm so happy to see you like grow and learn and like do different things. I'm seeing my coworkers get promoted. I'm seeing them like take on different programs, like become firefighters and EMTs and stuff like that. And I love seeing that. I'm super excited for all of them and obviously support their time while they're at the pool, help them grow and learn everything that I can teach them. I always talk about home and like how it's been like, oh, old man Ryan, it's been 10 years since I graduated. And they're like, oh, are you going to go up for your reunion? And I'm like, yeah, if there is one, I'll go. If not, I'm still going to go take a trip up there regardless. I thought about this back in the day. I was like, when we were graduating high school, me and my class, that I just kind of like looked in the future and was like, there's going to be a class of 2024.
You
10
looked in
years
the
from
future?
now. Yeah, I looked in the future. I looked in my crystal ball.
Well, I just mean in general, you actually like thought about that?
Yeah, I had the thought just of that though. Nothing really about it because I had no idea where the fuck I would be.
2024 in particular, like specifically?
Specifically.
Why?
Because...
Well, why did you select it so specifically in your mind? Like, oh, there's going to be a class of 2024 in what? When did you graduate?
2014.
Ew. Sorry.
That just goes with the whole theme of today because it's 2024 and I am of the class of 2014. And this particular episode here is all about recognizing that. I just thought of this last night and I was texting you about it. I have no idea where my yearbook is. Or any of my yearbooks.
I was going to say you only have one.
No, I'd say multiple. Because I know there's one they made us for middle school. And then high school, I at least had a couple of them. Like, I want to say junior, senior year. But I think there was a couple that I was like, I either never bought or like I misplaced. Even when I still lived in Portland. So that'll be a mystery to see if I can find those when I'm up there.
How much were your yearbooks in high school?
That's a good question. Good trivia question, I guess. Probably 40 or 50 bucks.
Mine were like $70.
Really?
Because they were like this thick.
A yearbook?
Yeah, I could knock you out with my yearbook. I'm not kidding. I could literally like put you in a coma with some of my yearbooks. They are fucking thick.
Oh my god.
They like got thicker and I didn't get the thickest one, which was my senior year. I'm upset. I have freshman, junior, and freshman, sophomore, junior. I don't have senior.
What are you saying? They had like Harry Potter sized books for your guys' yearbooks?
Yes, they're huge and hardcover.
What did everybody like? They give the senior quotes instead. They're like senior passages that are a novel each.
Well, some parents could pay for a page to dedicate to their kid.
A whole page?
A whole page or a section. Depends on how much money the parents were willing to,
Pretty good fundraising strategy, but at the same time, someone's got to design it.
Yeah, I think we all had like a hand in that, where we sent in our picks. Like people who do the art class were supposed to draw it or something like that. I think we all had a vote, but yeah, it was, it's thick. There's a lot of pictures. And I had a huge high school, so, I mean, you saw my high school.
That's true.
Gigantic.
So as I mentioned, this idea I had of talking about life from then until now, I always felt like I had a duty to take everything that happened this past decade and flex my creativity to make something of it. That's why I decided to start my podcast on this topic. What comes next? We'll just have to wait and see. But this whole thing isn't just about me. It's about you too. I would say the recording of this may be for me, but the message is for you. Anyone who hears this, but especially anyone from the Centennial community. Each person I spent time with in school, who brought me in, who hung out with me outside of school, who I went to events with together, and so on, you all mean so much to me, because each of you made me who I am to this day. All of your successes, your accomplishments, your failures, your struggles, your entire journey is valid and important. Everyone's story matters. I wanted to push myself to do this because a milestone like this doesn't happen every day. And whether or not most of our generation cares about moments like this, I still wanted to speak up just in case that even one person hears this and it helps lift them up or make them feel a little nostalgic for a moment. I still think about something a classmate said to me during our last week of school. I was always more of a quiet person, usually spending more time listening than talking. He told me, "You have a great voice. You just got to use it." Now, even though I'm my own biggest critic, especially when it comes to public speaking, but to this day, I still appreciate the thought and it motivates me to want to do more. I don't know where you thought you'd be 10 years later, after it's all said and done, but every once in a while, it feels surreal to be where I am today. I used to daydream through rose-colored lenses about moving to the desert and feeling the hot sun every day because I love the heat so much. Turns out it gets pretty cold here too. But I know that now because I was lucky enough to have the opportunity to experience life outside my hometown. Since I've been here, I've been working my 2 jobs quite a bit. One of them being at Resorts World, and they play music on the pool deck. They play general radio pop, the big artists like Bruno Mars, Ariana Grande, The Weeknd, and Ed Sheeran. They played one song quite a bit called Castle on the Hill by Ed Sheeran. And there's a line in that song that always got me thinking about back home. It's during the bridge of the song. He's talking about all of these friends that he grew up with when he was younger and the different things they went on to go do. This person went to go sell clothes. This one lost their brother or whatnot. And at the end of that phrase, he says, "These people raised me and I can't wait to go home." That's what gave me this whole idea of thinking about everybody from back home, everybody that I interacted with, and how they're all a part of my story, and I'm probably, maybe a small part in theirs as well. After hearing that song over and over and over, because they would play the same stuff every day, it had me thinking that, yeah, everybody back home, they all did raise me. They all did have a part in shaping me as a person. So again, I have to thank every single one of you. I don't know where I would be if I hadn't hung out with all the different people that I did. I don't know where I would have ended up or who I would have ended up being if it weren't for you. So one last time for this episode, to the class of 2014, happy 10-year anniversary or 10-year reunion. I cannot tell you how excited I am to come up and visit the Pacific Northwest, baby. Until next time, thanks so much for listening.